Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Time to let the doggy out. Apple crisp this morning. High of 32 and that very annoying rainy snow. Not the pretty stuff, and I have to take my mom to her appointment today. Seems like every time I make her appointment, the weather turns. Oh well, anyway, today is my oldest baby's 48th birthday. My goodness, I just can't believe it. He's pushing 50 already. I'm sure my mother says the same thing when my birthday rolls around. My goodness, I can't believe my baby is 72. Wow. That's a nice long life. To be able to see your great-grandchildren grow into adulthood, and that's just a blessing. Anyway, so today I have to take my mom, so I have to go out unless she says no, she doesn't want to. So we'll see what she has to say. And maybe I'll have pizza with her tonight. I still have some mac and cheese left, along with the baked beans. So I don't know if I'll get to those today, but if not today, then I have to eat those tomorrow before it goes bad. So, there he goes. All right. I'll be there in a moment, buddy. Do you have to go potty? Do you have to go potty? Okay, let's go. Let's go do it. That's a good boy ringing the bell. Very good. Okay. Let's show the people the ugly weather out here today. There we go. See, it's that really fine snow. I don't even think it shows up on the video. But anyway, back to my coffee. So, I'll be glad when spring comes and we don't have all this snow. Although then in the spring we have to worry about tornadoes and things like that. And floods, because we get a lot of rain in the spring. So cheers. Have a quick sip before I have to let my puppies back in. That's good. All right. I'll see what I'm going to have for breakfast this morning. I don't know. I still have some bread. That's my favorite thing for breakfast, is some sort of thing with bread. I'm not a cereal person. Once in a while, if I have a nice banana, I'll have some cereal, but usually not. But anyway, I'll be back in a little bit. Wait for my puppies to come in and sip on my coffee and stare out the window and hope it stops. Good morning. Cheers. So I want to talk a little bit today about simplifying. We all want to do that, right? I don't know if you guys are like me, you've kind of overcomplicated things more than what's necessary, and something needs to be done, especially as we grow older, and you don't want to carry all this heavy stuff with you. And for those of you that are younger, start early. Don't overconsume. And this is words of advice from an older person that's lived it already. Don't overconsume. Enjoy your money, but enjoy it in ways that when you look back, you can see what you enjoyed your money on, and not just, I don't know what I spent that money on. So definitely enjoy your money. You don't want to just hoard money, and then, life's too short for that, because we never know. I've lost a lot of friends already, and I'm not that old, but and a lot of times it was just suddenly. So enjoy your money. Enjoy the things that you really, really like, but stop random shopping for stuff that doesn't really mean anything to you. And then you end up in a place like a lot of us end up with, you have to get rid of it. And it's much easier to buy it than it is to get rid of it, because a lot of times, just because you liked something, other people, it's like, I don't want that, so it's hard to get rid of the stuff. So anyway, having said that, I wanted to just give you some tips. Now, I've been doing this food journey now for 403 days. And I used to waste more food than I do now. Now I have very little food waste, and that was when I made my low buy rules for 2020. That was one of the things that I wanted, one of my goals. And that was to reduce waste, whether that's food or clothing or anything like that. So I'm working on that, and my goals actually since 2020 that I've been working on, and it's a work in progress, are to reduce and eliminate spending on non-essentials. It's still a problem area. I'll be the first to admit that. There's lots of things out there that, oh yeah, I'd really like that. But then once you get them, they kind of sit there, and, unless it's something that you use a lot. So that's what I mean by non-essentials. Those things that you have to be more mindful of. Do I really want that? There's nothing wrong with wanting something, but do you really want it? Are you going to use it? Is it going to bring you a lot of pleasure, not just, oh, it's like Christmas, I got a package at the door. So anyway, then it was my goal to reduce spending on food, non-essentials. I don't buy a lot of packaged prepared foods. I do like potato chips. I do like chocolate. And so those are things that I will buy. And I do eat. But I don't eat an abundance of it. I have a handful of potato chips, or I'll have a piece of chocolate at some point during the day with a cup of coffee. But I don't overconsume those things. Once in a while I'll have a cookie. I'm not a big cookie eater. I'm more like the savory snacks as opposed to the sweet snacks. But I don't need Doritos and Fritos and chips and I don't need 20 different snack foods. So I kind of choose one or two that will satisfy my crunch and salty desires, and that's that. So anyway, another goal was to use up what I have before buying more. An example of that is my cleaning products. I want to use those up. Makeup, anything along those lines, anything that you have to replenish. I want to use up what I have before I buy more. Free up space in my home. I've been working on that for a long, long time, because I enjoyed my money when I made a lot of money. I never made like, tons of money, but for, like 5 years, I made a decent wage, maybe longer than 5 years, maybe 10. But, I've been retired for a long time, and I really don't want to go out and, become a Walmart greeter. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but at my age, I just don't want to do that. I feel like I've paid my dues. I've saved up some money, not much, but and I also, I get my Social Security. So, but I did enjoy my money when I was younger. I didn't squirrel everything away. I wish I had squirreled more away than I did, but I didn't, and it is what it is. So now, we kind of have to live in our means, and what's going on with the economy is just, it wasn't planned for. I mean, a lot of people got sick the last 2 or 3 years, and that wasn't planned for by the people that it happened to. On the other hand, the people that caused it, it's questionable. But anyway, that's something I'm not going to talk about here. So I've been freeing up space in my home and trying not to restuff it, because it was stuffed. Now, I've always been an organized person. Disorganization kind of makes me nuts, but it was stuffed. And I still have areas of my home that are stuffed, like my closets, my drawers. So those are things that I'm working on. And every year I let go of more and more and buy less and less. So, and then of course to reduce waste. So those were my my 5 goals when I set up this low spend thing. So anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about, maybe give you a couple tips about decluttering your closet and how I'm doing it, even though it's not Marie Kondo or Swedish death cleaning or any of that. The way that I'm doing it, and it seems to be working, it's a longer process, it's a slower process, but I don't have any regrets at the end of it that I got rid of something that I really should have kept. So what I do is, in my closets, everything, let's take my shirts and my pants. Everything is in color blocks. In other words, all my black shirts are together, all my red shirts are together, and so on and so forth. Same with my pants. If I have more than one pair of brown pants, they're all together. So when I do go into declutter, I can look at all my black shirts and say, do I really need 10 black shirts, or can I downsize it to 5? And that it makes it easier for my brain to organize and declutter that way. I can see I have 10 shirts, and 10 shirts is too much. Which shirts do I really like? Which shirts do I wear? And then the rest, get rid of, get it out of the house, and you won't even miss it. Once it's out of sight, out of mind, you won't miss it, and you won't regret having gotten rid of it. So that's the way I declutter my closet. I'm doing that with shoes now. How many pairs of black heels do I need? Well, 1 or 2 maybe, maybe different styles. I don't need 10 pair. I'm talking about just regular shoes. And when I say heels, I mean, a heel this big. I'm not talking about the stilettos. I mean, I never did like walking in really high heels. It was uncomfortable. But anyway, and then maybe a pair of sensible black shoes, or a couple pairs of sensible black shoes. Now, black shoes are something that they go with everything. So you know, before you purge all of those, make sure that, okay, I have a pair to go with jeans, I have a pair that looks good with a dress, I have a pair or two that looks good with whatever. So, but I try and keep everything organized by color. That way I can see what I have a really overabundance of, and maybe I can see what I need a couple more things. So that's how I do my closets. When I'm purging my bathrooms, I don't get rid of towels because, you know, if you have a lot of towels, they don't wear out that quickly. So I just keep the towels and, you know, try and use them up as much as I can. Now, once the towels get to the point where they're not looking good anymore, they have some stains and stuff like that on them, then they become dog towels. And then after that, they become cleaning towels. So I really don't need much in the way of rags, but I do like to clean with microfiber. So Dollar Tree has some nice microfiber rags if you don't want to spend a lot. Now, a few years back, well, quite a few years back, I got invited to one of those Norwec parties, you know, and I actually did purchase some of those rags, and I really don't see that they're much better than the microfiber rags that you can buy anywhere else. So, you know, I don't think that's necessary that you have to buy really expensive cleaning rags, because they're going to get dirty and they're going to wear out. So anyway, kitchen-wise, when I organize my kitchen, I try and keep my pots and pans together. The ones I use the most, I have by the stove. My frying pans are under, you know, in the drawer under the oven. So those are there. And actually some of them are in my oven, like my cast iron pans. I have too many frying pans. So, but what I'm trying to do, because some of them are the, you know, well, I don't even know if they use Teflon anymore, whatever they coat them with. I'm trying to use those up. And, you know, once they become scratched, and because you don't want to eat that stuff that comes off of there, that's not healthy. So throw those away. Don't even donate those. Throw those away. And if you have frying pans that, you know, you don't want to treat all the time or something, you know, get rid of them. So those I keep by the stove, and I do try and declutter those. I know which pans I use and which ones I don't. And then I have another section where I put the pans I don't use that much, you know, the bigger stock pots and things, so because they don't need to take up prime real estate. So I do go over those at least once a year, sometimes a couple times a year, and I do replenish. I like the copper ones that you can buy. They're nice non-stick, but you know, after a while the non-stick pans start to stick too, and then you have to put oil or spray on them. So, you know, then it's your choice. Do you want to keep them or do you want to get rid of them? You know, whatever. So I do declutter those. I've had the same silverware for years and years, probably since I was a young woman, and it hasn't worn out. I've had the same dishes since I moved into this house. Now I got rid of a ton of dishes because I used to change my dishes with the seasons, and I enjoyed it. And those are some of the things that I spent money on when I was younger. But I don't do that anymore. It's like I got rid of my Christmas dishes. I didn't use those anymore. And I still have more dishes that I would like to downsize. But I always liked a nicely set table. My family's gotten too big, you know, for that now. So we kind of do the paper plate route. So I don't use them anymore. And for me, the dishes that I do use, I enjoy using them. So I declutter those too. But anyway, and then food, I think I finally have a handle on the food situation where I really have to, I really buy food very seldom. I buy it on sale. I watch the flash food apps. If they have maybe some tempeh or tofu that's really marked down, I'll buy that and I'll freeze it. So I have that available in the freezer. You can dehydrate tofu and, turn it into some sort of a TVP. Or you can make like tofu bacon or something out of it. So, but I buy things like that when it's on sale. Same thing with if I buy Impossible or Beyond meat, not meat. I buy that when it's on sale, when it's $1 or $2 off, because it's ridiculously priced. I mean, people are realizing, okay, I'm going to try this, and then they taste it, and it's like, oh, that's pretty good, So then the price goes up. So I'm finding alternative sources like soy curls or textured vegetable protein or the tofu, or and you can make your own tofu too, if you buy soybeans. But everything's getting scarce, everything's getting hard to come by. So that's why I have a stash, which I've done for years. This isn't new to me. I've had food stashes for years and years, way before it became fashionable. So I think I pretty much know what I'm doing with that. But I only stockpile the things that are basic to me and the things that I'll use up. And then I replenish them, like, okay, maybe I have 20 pounds of flour, let's say, and I use up a 5-pound bag of flour that I maybe paid $1 something for. Well, now it's doubled in price. It's maybe $2.50. So I'll replace that one bag, so I no longer have to keep stockpiling, tons of flour. I just maintain it. So anyway, I like having my budget book, and I like having my no low buy rules in there, because now we're 3 years later, because I started this in 2020, and I can see where I've been successful and where I've, not been successful. So, and is it still appropriate? Do I still want to not buy these things, or do I still not, want to have this goal? And then, you can tweak it. So that's in the front of my notebook. And so that has been very helpful to me. And my no buys are still the same, because those are things that I stuffed my closets and drawers and, everything with. So those things are still the same. The low buys are pretty much the same. So that tells me that that's been working for me. And then the allowed buys, that's still working for me too. So make yourself a notebook. Put your goals and your rules, and everybody's rules. You can go on a YouTube channel and watch the creators. Oh, my no buy year, or my low buy this, and it's different for all of us. You have to have your own set of rules that apply to you, that you can maintain and that you can do. I could say, well, I'm never ever going to buy, I don't know, candles. And you guys know I buy candles. But, I still buy candles, but I don't buy as many candles as I used to, because I use them. I use them up. So I try to just replace them, or if I find a really good buy on sale on candles, I buy those. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about simplifying your life. And I've noticed since 2/20, since I started doing this, and that had nothing at all to do with the lockdowns or, you know, the other stuff that went on. Had nothing to do with it. I've always been a homebody, so that really didn't even affect me. You know, I mean, I got what I needed. I wasn't scared to go out. I wasn't, you know, that really, that whole business of the lockdowns and stuff really had very little effect on me. It didn't change my lifestyle much at all. So, so I'm going to carry on the way I'm carrying on. I thought maybe some of the tips that I'm doing and I know is helping me might be helpful for you. So I probably won't be doing much more talking today because I have to take my mom. And the only thing I'm going to eat later, if I don't eat dinner with my mom, is the macaroni and cheese with the beans that I made yesterday. And if you want to see that, watch yesterday's video. And then those of you that don't belong to our Facebook group, it's Ellen's Abundant Life on Less, and it's the group, and it's private. So I have to authorize the membership. So go on over to, if you have a Facebook page, go on over and join Ellen's Abundant Life on Less group. I also have a page that is not private, that's public, but you're welcome to join in on that as well. All right, I'm going to finish my coffee, have a little bite to eat, and that's just probably going to be bread and eggs and cheese again. So I'm not even going to bother showing you that, and get ready and see what my mom wants to do, and go on from there. All right, I'll be back later and wrap things up. All right, here's my brunch for today. Some scrambled eggs with cheese and a potato patty and a couple slices of Walmart toast from the freezer. All right, I have to get ready here and go pick up my mom, take her to her appointment, and then the plan is to have a pizza for dinner. I'm really looking forward to a pizza. I haven't had one in a long time. So anyway, that's all I have for you today, my friends. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.